Hi everyone, I'm Jess. I put the J in JT Reads. Welcome to the video. Today we are going to be going through my 5-star predictions for 2024. To recap, I will just briefly talk about my 5-star predictions for 2023. The 5 books that first up I expected to read in 2023 and second up expected to be 5-star reads were as follows. Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield and Massive Green Tick. I read it, I loved it, it was a 5-star read. It features pretty predominantly in my latest horror videos, where I rank the 2023 horror books I read from worst to best, or least favourite to most favourite. Next up, I expected to read She Would Be King by Wyatt Moore. I DNF'd this at about 40%, and it's not because I didn't like it. It was extremely slow, and I don't think I was in the mood to read something slow. So I think that I soft DNF'd it, and it's still on my shelf. I intend to pick it up one day because I love the premise of it. So I will revisit that one day. But it was not a 5-star read because I did not finish it in 2023, did not rate it 5 stars, do not pass go, do not collect £200. My next prediction for 2023 was Chlorine Sky by Mahogany L. Browne. I read this, I enjoyed it, I rated it 3 stars. I thought it was going to change my life in a similar way The Black Flamingo did. It did not. It was good, but it wasn't a 5-star read. Next up, I intended to read We Should All Be Feminists by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, and I watched the TED Talk actually. Is it a TED Talk? I watched the recording on YouTube and loved it, but I didn't read it. And so it's still on my TBR shelf. I will read it this year, probably, maybe. So it didn't get rated 5 stars because I didn't finish it yet. But I intend to. It's a really small book. I don't know why I have got this far and not read it. But here we are. Last but not least, I intended to read Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead in 2023. I expected to love it. I expected to rate it 5 stars. I didn't read it. Okay, it intimidates me. I don't know why. I think it is the very plain cover. I just don't know what to expect. It looks difficult. The text is small. I will read it one day, okay? So as my 5-star predictions went for 2023, it wasn't that successful. I only finished 2 of them, and only one was a 5-star read. I'm hoping this year will be more successful. Without further ado, let's get cracking on 2024's predictions. Again, I have 5 books that I fully intend to read in 2024. We'll see. And I expect them to be 5-star reads. I'm really sorry if you can hear the wind, by the way. We're just in the middle of a storm. It's fine. My first 5-star prediction that I'd like to read in 2024 is Stone Blind by Natalie Haynes. Can we just have a little moment for the cover? I have the matching cover for Stone Blind. Wait. Fucking idiot. I could edit this out, or you could just pretend you saw nothing. Thank you. Stone Blind by Natalie Haynes. I have a similar cover for Divine Might. Haven't read it yet though. We'll get there. Maybe have a moment for this cover also. Stunning. So I'm sure you've heard about this, but Stone Blind is a retelling of Medusa's story. I have read 1,000 Ships by Natalie Haynes, and I love her storytelling. I love that she empowers the women in Greek mythology stories, and she does it with kind of a dry humour that I just love. 1,000 Ships was so informative and infuriating that I just know this is going to be a good one. I fully expect this to be a 5 stars. In general, I just love Greek mythology, so I don't think it's much of a challenge to get a 5-star review out of me. I studied it at university. My dissertation was a collection of poetry. Shameless plug, wrote my own collection of poetry based on Greek mythology. It's Atlas, Weight of the World. It's available on Amazon right now. Maybe I'll put the link in the bio. Okay. I'm also kind of in the middle of writing a novel, but it's taken the back burner because I'm in my reading era. And it is a novel based on Nemesis, and it's gritty, and I support women's rights and women's wrongs. I have a print on my desk for inspiration. She's fierce. We love her. I also recently read Medusa by Jessie Burton, rated that 5 stars. I also have Medusa from the Library by Rosie Hewlett. So when I say I like Greek mythology, I like Greek mythology. So, very high hopes for this. My next 5-star prediction for 2024 is Out There Screaming, an anthology of new black horror. I saw Gavin reading this from Gav Reads It All on YouTube, and that man knows his stuff. We don't take recommendations from him lightly. We buy the book, we read the book, we love the book. So I'm expecting this to be a 5-star read. What helps with that prediction is that this was edited and the introduction is authored by Jordan Peele. Now, if you don't know who Jordan Peele is, let me tell you. He is an actor and a comedian. I've been watching season 1 of Fargo, and he is an FBI agent in that. And I didn't realise he was a comedian. I assumed he was just an actor or a director. And his character is so funny. He is brilliant, and I know him from the sweating meme. But most of all, I know him as a director, because Jordan Peele has directed the modern classic horror, in my opinion, Get Out, and also my joint favourite with The Visit, horror film, Us, 2019, a dream. I literally love that film so much. So creepy. The music, I got 5 on it in the background. Whenever I hear that song, I am disturbed. I love that film, and he directed it. So if this man wants to edit a collection of horror stories, I'm reading it, I'm buying it, I'm absorbing it, I'm taking it into my soul, and I'm rating it 5 stars, I hope. There's been a little bit of uncertainty whether I like short stories anymore. I spoke about it recently in my horror video, and I'm just not sure where I stand with them anymore, because I love them, but I'm left a little bit disappointed by the end of the story because I want more. So I don't know if short stories are my thing anymore. However, with that being said, I am currently reading Never Whistle at Night. I know I'm still going through it. Okay, I do one story every other day or so I'm taking my time, but I am really enjoying that so far. So I'm hoping that maybe I have redeemed myself as a short horror story fan. And I'm hoping this is the one. 5-star read in 2024. Next up, I have The Glutton by A.K. Blakemore. Now, I bought this because I read and loved Manningtree Witches. I read it last year. I remember nothing except that I loved it. My dearest friend Jazz read this in 2023. Hey, if you're watching, you better be watching. And she said it was one of her favourites. She crowned it the winner of Ew, Gross, I Love It, Said Whilst Recoiling with Glee award. Why would you not want to read that? I have high hopes. 5-star prediction. Ow! Next up we have A Guest in the House by Emily Carroll. This is a graphic horror novel. I read Through the Woods last year and really enjoyed it, so I have high hopes for this one. I don't know much about the content other than... oh, there's no information on the back, just reviews. Love when that happens. I believe it is about a woman who meets a man, moves in with him and his young child. I don't know if it's daughter. I thought it was daughter, but I'm not confident on that. And spooky happenings start happening in the house. I think something to do with the mystery of the ex-wife. I believe she's dead, but maybe, her spirit has lingered. Either way, I'm excited to find out, and I think it's going to be a 5-star read. Last but not least, we have Now She Is Witch by Kirsty Logan. Now, if you watched my Prettiest Paperback videos, this featured heavily because, well, and I did say I'm going to hold off buying Things We Say in the Dark until I've read this, just to make sure that I like the writing style. I didn't. If it's a book about witches, I'm pretty confident I'm going to love it anyway. But the synopsis says, a world where women grasp at power through witchcraft, sexuality, and performance, and most of all, through throwing each other to the wolves. I think there's going to be lovable, unlikable characters in this. And I am all for witchcraft, I am all for sexuality. I'm not entirely sure what performance means, but it sounds exhausting. And throwing each other to the wolves? Are we throwing other women to the wolves? Because I'm not sure I support that, Kirsty. But if we're not throwing women to the wolves, do I need to go on? Before this video, I did do a quick little search on Goodreads, because I like to be mildly informed, and saw that this was a queer novel. My queer little soul is happy. We love to see it. Thank you so much, Kirsty. I am fulfilled. That is it. Those are my 5-star predictions, and we'll see if I have more success this year than last year. I would at least like to read them. Hopefully none of them are soft DNFs or hard DNFs. No DNFs at all would be great, and nothing less than a 5-star would be fab. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any recommendations of witchy books, horror books, spooky happenings, I would always love to hear from you, so please comment down below. Otherwise, I hope you have an amazing day, whatever you're doing. I hope that your hot drinks are always hot, your cold drinks are always cold, and you get a restful night's sleep. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!